So, we're in the dining room this time. Again. And Paul has got those disgusting, old, sprouting tomatoes in front of him, and you're going to be doing something with them, Paul. Preferably not leaving them in the house. Uh-huh.
Well, we're going to be potting these seedlings on, basically. And I'm actually quite nervous. I've never potted seedlings on from a tomato before.
You're not nervous about being in front of the camera. Let's be clear about this, shall we?
I don't know how you go about, apart from cutting this up, I don't know how you go about doing it, but we're just going to do it. So
well, you'll have to somehow break the skin first and see beneath the skin.
Yeah, but I also don't want to cut the roots up.
Well, how many are there?
So what we have is we've got, as you can see, there's 3 tomatoes here. This one was the first to actually, for the seeds to start germinating last week. And they're already getting their second set of leaves. So we're going to try and take these individual seedlings out and put them into pots. We're going to put 4 in a pot here. And then with these here, I'm going to cut chunks out of the tomatoes and pot them on into the pots. And on this one here, I think I'm just going to cut the top off and pop that in the soil.
You don't know how deep that root goes though,
I don't,
do you?
but once I start opening this one up, then we'll know what it is. And it is, I have to put my glasses on because I can't see them unless I do. Yeah, I'm going to
have you tried pulling one out?
No, they won't pull out.
They won't pull out,
No,
so they're anchored quite...
They are anchored. Absolutely, they're anchored. I think the first thing I'm going to do is
separate them.
Separate them.
Okay, all right. So before you do any more detailed work, Paul,
right.
We need to close up on what you're actually going to do.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to say before we do that?
Well, I think if you've seen the other videos, you'll know that this is called Vivipary.
Or
and
Vivipary.
Or Vivipary.
Or Vivipary.
Vivipary.
What are you saying? Vivipary?
Yeah, I
vivipary.
Said it was vivipary.
What's the root? I mean, V in French is life.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So it must have a Romance language root.
Yeah.
A Latin root.
Life something. Yeah. But that's what it is, and we think that this has happened because these came from Spain, and they were heavily chilled whilst they were transported. And then we bought them in Lidl now about 3.5-4 weeks ago. And after about 3 weeks, this has happened.
I mean, it's never happened before. I mean, I've seen it inside where a seed has gone dark.
Yeah.
When I've been eating tomatoes, and you just think, oh, what's happened to the seed? But, I've never seen it. They've never sprouted. Maybe it's because we had those warm temperatures, and the sun does come into that part of the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering whether they got heated up and it thought, oh, time to grow.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. And with the aging of the tomato and the chilling and then the warming up, the abscisic acid will have reduced within the tomatoes. And
but you've said all of this, haven't you?
Acid is the abscisic acid is a germination inhibitor. So when that reduces, obviously germination starts to happen.
Okay, so shall we start this process and close up and see things a little bit closer?
Yeah.
Okay, lovely.
So these, you might be able to see here, the tomato is losing a bit of integrity on this one, which doesn't seem to be happening. This skin is looser here than on this one. These also seem to be a bit healthier than these, I think. But what we're going to do is we're going to start with this one, put that to one side for the moment. Firstly, I'm going to take that out. Then I think I'm going to cut down here. And here. It's still firm, this tomato. So yeah, it's still quite firm. There's one seedling. You can actually see there are some that are germinating inside. Let's put that to one side for a moment, and then we're going to try and get in here.
Why don't you use your hands?
Well, I'm going to. Scissors. It's like an operation. Because I don't want to harm the stem. I can see, I'm going to cut that there because I can see where that root is going. And look at these here. Wow. So yeah, I think we can clearly see, if I can pull that away, got another seed down here. Yeah, there's not huge. I'd expected to have more roots in here. Certainly, well, I suppose naturally completely intertwined. Actually, yeah, I'd expected a lot more. I'd expected root, but clearly there's hardly any root on these, which makes me wonder whether
That looks like a piece of root.
yeah, but they're, I mean, compared to a seedling of this size normally, you'd expect a lot more root, or I had anyway. Let's have a look at this one here. Yeah, so we can see it's all in there.
Shadow.
Even difficult seeing which bit is what. Now there's a clear root there. Don't know if you can see if I put that. That is obviously a root. Well, putting on tomatoes from normal seedlings will be easy after this. So there we are. We have several seedlings. These we're now going to pot on. I'm actually going to leave that on. I'm putting 3 in each pot. I'm just using a pencil. That one does have a very long root on it. Again, I'm leaving that gel on though. This is the second tomato. Take that out again. This one, what we're going to do is effectively just cut the tomato into chunks. Look at those in there. Cut this one as well. See, they're so green in there. I'm amazed at that. I really am. We're going to cut down there. Get rid of those bits. And then these two, we are just going to bury these chunks in the soil. So you can see there are roots in there. So this one I'm literally, let me just put that down. Let me take some of that out, in fact.
I'm glad you found a use for our cake forks.
I'm going to do that. Pressing down. I'm going to swap these over. Doing the same here. I'm going to try and get a bit of earth in between the inside of the skin. I'm doing this because we saw they were green inside, so I'm just hoping that if we do this, the tomato somehow is going to act as a invigorator, as a feed, fertilizer if you like, for the seedlings.
Well, it's a test.
It's a test, absolutely.
It's a test. It's just an experiment. If they don't work, they don't work. Blah, blah, blah.
And then we're just going to do one more, which is cutting the top off the other one and putting that on the soil. Again, removing that. This one, Going to cut around the rim, not the rim, cut around the tomato.
Well, you're cutting the skin.
Cutting the skin.
You're scoring it almost.
Getting rid of the skin.
You've got green shoots in there again.
Yeah.
Where your fingers are.
Yeah. So yeah, quite a lot of shoots in there. I think I'm going to plant that whole thing. So here we have a sort of rounded indentation in the pot to fit this. Putting that whole thing in there. Soil on top. And that's it. So here we have the seedlings that have been transplanted traditionally, if you like. We've got 2 pots here where the tomatoes have been cut up into chunks and placed in, and we've got one here where the whole tomato has had its skin removed from the base and then potted in. And we'll see over the coming weeks whether anything comes of these at all.
And are you going to water them?
Going to water them, going to give them a little water now. They are in a tray which doesn't have any drainage holes in them. There's obviously drainage holes in the bottom. And they're just going to be treated like normal seedlings now. We shall see what happens.
Is that it then?
That's it.
Great, you can tidy up now. Okay, great, super, thanks very much for watching, and as ever, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get little notifications when we post a video. Thanks very much, Paul, and we'll see you very soon.
Bye.
Bye.